Around the capital region, and if you're watching on YouTube right now, we're doing this live, so so glad you're joining us. We have a great lineup today. We're going to be talking to a young artist who is learning her skills through Kids Art Festival. She made a great t-shirt. We'll take a look at that. And after that, we're going to be talking with Sharon Burstein. She is an author. You're going to find out about life snacks for women and find out about that book, which is filled with great little tidbits. Little snacks, I guess you'd call them. And then we're going to be seeing 3 kittens that are up for adoption. Oh my God, they're so gorgeous. And we're going to be taking a look, and maybe those are going to be just the ones that are going to warm up your house. Then we're going to be talking with Rich Loveridge. He is going to be representing the Alpha One Foundation. He's been traveling all over the world talking about this condition and supporting and leading support groups. And we're going to hear more about that. There's going to be one right here at Proctor's. And then we're going to hear from 2 fabulous filmmakers. We have Kevin Craig West and Susie Griswold on. They just finished their film called Bumpin' Uglies, which is going to be shown here at Proctor's, and we're going to hear about that. It's going to be a great, great show. So we're going to start right out. Oh, and our breaks today, I forgot to tell you. We have some breaks coming up, and we're going to go up to Fort Ticonderoga for our breaks. They have some really great events coming up, and one of them is the King's Garden Party. So just want to let you know about that as well. But we're going to start right out, and we have with us Betsy Sandberg. She is the chair of the Kids Art Festival, brand new chair.
Yes.
Yes, and you survived.
Yes.
It was a great event. We had thousands of kids and families out there. I'm losing my voice, excuse me.
Yeah.
And with her, she's brought another guest, Lily Hanna, and she is a little, a new artist, I guess, new. As you've been doing a lot of art? Yeah, tell me, what did you bring today?
My bag.
Your bag, you made that bag?
Yes, the
What's in the bag?
American Association of University Women, ever since Kids Arts Fest started 24 years ago, they have been with us, and kids create so much art, and they provide that kids get to draw on these bags, and then they can put their stuff in. Why don't you show us this?
Yeah. Oh, you made a butterfly?
Yeah, that was Kids Out and About. That's
Okay.
a blog site. And Katie Beltramo was there working with kids. This was just one of many activities. Lily likes looking at herself over there instead of looking at the camera.
That's okay.
All right. So, what's this?
My piñata.
Yes?
That's a piñata? Oh my goodness. Is it filled with candy?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
There's still candy in it.
There's
Yeah,
a
there
little
is.
bit of candy.
Okay.
I
Well,
only
you know
ate
what?
one piece of candy from
You know what? There's a table over there, the reception table that has lots of candy. You can refill it. How's that?
Yeah,
After
so-
you leave, after this segment here, you can
But
go.
the New York Folklore Society, they did the piñatas, and that's because piñatas started in the 14th century.
Really?
And they taught about that tradition of honoring birthdays. And what else is in your bag of tricks? This was a really,
a bracelet.
and
Oh,
that
I like
was,
That's almost like my bracelet here, except you got beads on it.
but that was Empire State Youth Orchestra. They have a program, Heartstrings. That's actually a piece of used violin wire. And then the kids picked out the beads that they wanted on. And you got to make that, right?
That's really nice. So
Yeah.
did you have a good time at the Kids Art Festival? Tell me, what did you like best?
Face painting.
Face painting.
Yeah.
Oh, and how about the balloons? Do you like the balloons?
We didn't get one.
You didn't
The
get
line
one.
was too long, wasn't
Line
it?
was too long.
Now, what about this that you have on?
Look at that T-shirt.
I made the t-shirt.
Would you stand up and let everybody take a look at that really neat T-shirt that she
It's
made?
a starfishes.
Isn't
And
that nice?
that was via Port Rotterdam.
Yeah.
Via Port Aquarium,
Where the
right?
aquarium is.
And what else could you do with this T-shirt? You could do other things, right?
Paint that.
What did your mom do?
Make a fish.
A rainbow fish, right?
Wow.
Yeah. And
No, I love this.
All right. Oh, here.
got a
talk
bag of
ab-
tricks here,
Talk
guys.
about the birds. So
Look at that.
that was cool too. But here, so why don't you tell her? You told me this morning about the birds.
The birds.
A lot of birds live in trees so that animals don't get them.
Get the nest right.
Or the eggs.
And she hasn't finished coloring this one yet. And then on the other side, there's other birds.
Yeah, I
that
see that. There's other birds here. So they
And-
kind of learn a little something about nature as well.
Yep.
And we had the people from the IBA, the important bird areas on this show.
And there was about owls. Oh, and then this. What's this? There was a voltage, remember?
Electric City,
the library.
Comic-Con,
the library is going to do an event coming
They're
up
going to be
in
on
July.
next week, I think, to talk about that.
Yes.
Lots of good stuff.
So but Lily, you've been coming to Kids Arts Fest how many years? Since you were how old? You remember?
1.
Yeah, almost.
When you were 1, wow.
Well, really, when she was 2, she was very young. And why do you like Kids Arts Fest so much?
Since there's a lot of art.
Yeah.
It's got a good name then, huh? Kids Art Festival. There's probably about 60 or more things going on because you have entertainers and you have the balloons and the face painting, and we get kids from the Union College to come over and help as well.
Yes, and that was one thing. Speaking of High Notes, which is perfect, the Gazette does this every Monday.
Love that,
High Notes, and what a high note Kids Arts Fest. And we were the top of the page editorial. They praised our Kids Arts Festival. They talked about all the work that went into it, and that was pretty exciting. After we got an excellent article in the paper, right? And we had photos up and on Facebook.
That was Smile Monster did
the
that.
Smile Monster did. Did you remember seeing Anne at? She was working one of the tables. Oh, okay. I thought she meant.
I took a lot of those photos.
Those
I
Smile
took all
Monster.
the photos.
Yes. Smile Monster.
Yeah.
There was a wedding in the family.
Oh. Okay.
So only Smile Monster got to come. And thank goodness we have volunteers like Anne. Not only is she on our planning committee working all year long, thinking up crazy fun things for kids to do, but she also stepped up and took the photos of the kids with the Smile Monster.
Yeah. It was a challenge because they kept moving. You know, the problem with the Smile Monster was they all wanted to hug him.
Yes.
So therefore, all we got was like the back of their heads, and then I'd try and move around and get another shot. It was really a challenge.
It
but
is.
We had a lot of fun, though.
It makes you realize how much work goes into just one activity.
Right.
And there were so many activities. There was the face painting. There was
music,
water painting, watercolor,
plants,
and plants, planting seeds. You planted flowers, right?
And other.
And basil, right? Did you plant
yummy.
basil? That
Yeah.
was the ARC,
Yeah.
did that activity. And it was interesting, there were so many numbers. On our website, if you go to the recap, we have numbers from 0 to 93 million. Do you remember what's 93 million? 93 million miles away is the sun, and that was my side Dudley Observatory's activity.
Oh.
And they brought down, because it was such a sunny, beautiful day, they brought down a telescope that the kids could actually look through and see the sun up close. I got to talk to some kids who actually got to see a little solar flare, which was pretty cool.
Is that cool?
I mean,
And you can go to the Dudley Observatory and see these, and also their night skies. They have so many great things.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking, I think next week, Valerie Rapson will be on to talk about the Dudley Observatory.
Dr. Valerie, how
Yes,
wonderful is
Dr.
it that
Val.
the city of Schenectady has a nuclear physicist?
Yeah, no, she's an astrophysicist.
Astrophysicist, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you're
she
all-
could be nuclear too,
Yeah,
but I know
yeah.
she's astro.
But
And
yes.
there is a lot of nuclear stuff going on up
and
there.
it's
so.
fantastic. So we're already planning next year's
Next
Kids
year.
Arts,
So,
right?
Yep.
What do you want to have there next year? What do you want at Kids Arts Fest? I don't remember. All she did on the way here was talk about Kids Arts
well,
Fest.
it's a little bit tough to be on TV for the first time, but
Yeah.
we should give her a hand for being
Yes.
so good on stage.
All right. Thank you so much.
And I want to remind you that Kids Art Fest is the first Saturday in June next year. Get ready for it because it's going to be a big one, right? Thanks
Yes.
for being here today, Betsy. And
Thank
don't forget
you.
your pots, too.
All right. Thank
Good.
you.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to be talking with Sharon and finding out a little bit about her book. So stay tuned. Did she get her mic off? What happened to her mic?
Maybe it fell off.
I don't know. I just got to make sure I got it here.
Hi.
Hi.
Yep, I got
Beth Hill, the Executive Director of Fort Ticonderoga, and I want to welcome you here to Fort Ticonderoga and the beautiful King's Garden, which celebrates the preservation story in vibrant, brilliant colors.
Peeking through there, we've seen a lot of the garden.
And we're getting ready for our garden party fundraiser, which helps support the mission of our site to preserve and interpret Fort Ticonderoga story and ensure that present and future generations learn from the struggles, sacrifices, and victories that shaped the nations of North America and changed world history. So it's a big mission, and we're delighted to have everybody's support, and very happy to have you here with us today.
And this is Art in Bloom,
Art
right?
in Bloom, our garden party. Art in Bloom, we do this every year in July. And so you can come visit us from the beginning of June, of course, this year until October 10th is when the King's Garden will be open. The fort's open May 20th until October 20th. And every year we have this wonderful garden party.
Well, that was our trip up to the King's Gardens. You've been up there.
Oh, the King's Garden is a very special place.
It's
if you
special.
have not been to the King's Garden at Fort
And I
Ticonderoga,
have.
oh my goodness, you must go. And the King's Garden party, of course, is
Coming up,
Sunday,
yeah.
July 9th.
Yeah, so I wanted to give them a little boost, even though they aren't on the show. But we had such a great time up there that year. But Sharon Burstein knows all about all these things, including Lake Placid, and you've been everywhere, haven't you?
Well, I love to travel.
I know
just like you.
Yeah, and absolutely. And what she does best is writes too. So she must do that while she's on the plane. One of her first books was What's Your Leadership Image, I think, and then you've done Life Snacks, and then you've done Life Snacks for Women, which we're going to talk about today. I love what you've done because you've kind of done it alphabetically, sort of. So tell us what women will get out of this book.
Well, lots of little rich nuggets. You know, everybody likes to be inspired in different, diverse ways. So I wrote Life Snacks, and then Life Snacks is now becoming a series, and Life Snacks for Women is the second in the book series. And it's create a life of excellence and give tips to inspire and ignite your spirit. And lots of times people don't have time these days to read long form. So they're written intentionally in short form, you know, with one word per page.
Yeah, and they're
the
alphabetical.
messages.
She's able to kind of get those words that are just, bam, it gets it.
This time we did do it alphabetical. Life Snacks, the original one, was written just in the priority that I thought.
Yeah.
But this time we put it together alphabetically, and it seems like everybody is really enjoying
Yeah,
it.
it's really nice. I like that. Yeah, it's really a great idea what you've done with the book. But the book isn't all what you've done. We want to talk about that, but you also do a leadership conference.
I do a leadership summit.
Yeah.
This year it will be the second annual. It will be November 2nd and 3rd at the Desmond. We have people last year who came from 12 states, 25 different industries.
Wow.
And we bring people from all over the globe to be speakers. We have Jeff Hoffman returning, founder of Priceline.
Mm-hmm.
He also created the kiosk. If you've ever, he got frustrated checking in at
airports, right?
So we created
that
the
kiosk,
concept.
one person.
Exactly, a kiosk. So he's really a serial entrepreneur. He's marvelous. We have Lynette Louise, who's coming back, who is a neurotherapist speaking on the 7 senses of leadership. Forbes Riley, who's iconic in TV host. She's actually sold like $2 billion also on television. We have Marilyn Suey, who talks about women and men and wealth management and building your worth in leadership. I'll be speaking also on leadership image. It's a great event.
And that's What's Your Leadership Image?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's November 2nd and 3rd. You can go to SharonBurstein.com to register.
And I
keep
think
it
we
very
put that up there.
reasonable.
Yeah. So we've got the book. How can people get a hold of your book? Because it's a great, and I sat there and read like 90% of it, or maybe 99% of it, because I wanted to get like to the next page. What's coming?
Do you have a
next?
favorite?
Yes. Well, there were a couple that I really enjoyed, and it had to do with breathing. Yeah, that was it. To take time to breathe, and it's interesting because in my life I just had an issue where I said I have to take some deep breaths, and it works.
Well, good.
Yeah, it works to take a deep
Simple
breath.
little things in your life
Yeah.
can make a big
Yeah,
difference.
yeah. You need to step back sometimes because you get involved in a situation and your immediate action is to do something, but sometimes you should not do something right away. You
Absolutely.
need to.
Sometimes if you take time to just breathe and breathe in and breathe out, it starts to bring things back into perspective, and that's what you're trying to do. One little thing that I actually talk about in the book is something that's very simple. to do figure eights when you feel like life is getting out of control.
Figure eights?
Figure eights. You can just, if you want to do some big things, you can. But sometimes if you're even having a tense conversation or you're nervous, literally, if you start doing the cyclical motion of doing figure eights, you can hold on to something and do it. Nobody even knows you're doing it. And it's like bringing you down, it's grounding you. So those are lots of little tips and strategies that
Sometimes
you
just
can
we did need that little bit to get us through, you know. And when I did figure eights is when I learned how to do belly dancing. And
I thought you were going to say
when
figure skating.
No. When she says figure eights, oh yeah, I remember doing figure eights when I was trying to learn how to belly
Remembering
dance.
them in figure skating.
Yeah, you
last
got to
time.
get the foot just right, you know.
Exactly.
With it. So anyway, Sharon is also. I can't imagine that she is as calm as she is right now. She has a big wedding coming up too. Not yours, but your daughter's, right?
Our daughter's wedding, yes, it is September 16th.
So did any of these things help you?
All of those things. I mean, I don't write, I write for people, certainly, but I also write from my own experience. And I thought I'd share one of my own other little experiences. This is something that I do every day, and it is in the book, and it's called my 3x3 card. And lots of times people put so many things down to write.
I have a list.
And it gets out of control. So I created what's called the 3x3, and you can put whatever topics you want. Mine today happen to be business, speaking, and Sharon.
Okay.
And there, go to the bank. I have to prepare some slides in my hotel for New York, but of course you're on right here.
Because
for
you're
Ann.
headed right out of town right now.
Exactly,
Yeah.
for here. And, you know, leadership summit. But when you only have 3 in each category,
It's easier to accomplish
it's
them.
easier to accomplish. You can cross them off, you can start to play tic-tac-toe, and it becomes fun. And it doesn't get out of control. Sometimes people just keep building their lists and building your list. 3x3s, put whatever topics you want. It works perfectly, and you will not be stressed.
Well, I keep a list, but at the end of the day, I transfer it to another page. And then
Well,
after the third time that I'm transferring this one item, I go, I got to get this off here. I can't keep transferring it. I've got to get it done.
Well, that's it. If you keep them, you know, the top things, 3 things in different categories of your life, it's easy to manage.
Absolutely.
And life is about success.
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying not to frustrate yourself. And as women, we are born multitaskers. You know, but there's only so many balls you can keep up in the air, and the idea is to be successful, not have them all like throw all over the place.
You know, I think in a way it does keep women more, I guess, agile to be multitaskers, because although it does can make you look crazy sometimes, but I think that it makes you realize that you can just keep doing these things, and it's good for you. I feel.
You know, staying active mentally, physically, emotionally keeps us younger.
We hope.
And keeps us positive too, you know, and finding something positive. You know, one thing I really work to have people find is when life gets out of control, focus on something that you have gratitude for. You know, and that will also bring you back down. Because no matter where life is, there's always something in your life to be immensely thankful for.
Oh my gosh, yes. I can't agree with you more. And we need to celebrate the good things in our lives, and not. It's interesting, and I'll just say this: I saw Sammy Davis Jr. on TV one day, and he was saying that in a group, you know, a big audience there, and everybody's cheering him. All he sees is the one person sitting on the side that is not happy with him or his performance. So no matter how much good is around you, sometimes we focus on the wrong thing.
Exactly. You know, when you want to find the positives of life, and that's what I really work to, and that's why it's all the Life Snack books are written in short form purposefully, because life is so hectic, out of control, and we need to be inspired to find the rich kernels and nuggets without digging through 50 to 100 pages.
Well, not only that, but your book is small enough that you can keep in your purse.
Absolutely.
So when you're standing in line, waiting for that line to move, you could actually look and see mindful, be aware of your surroundings.
Well, you know
that's what it says there.
Exactly.
And I just happen to.
And you know, a lot of people keep them on their nightstands too.
Oh, yeah,
because,
that's a good idea.
You know, when we're awake, our subconscious mind works at 15%. That leaves 85%. Our subconscious really goes into overdrive when we go to sleep.
Yeah.
So reading something that's positive that prepares you and gets you going in a positive direction.
Maybe have a good
before you
dream
go to
too.
bed.
Maybe have a good
Exactly.
dream, yeah.
Is
So-
always a great thing.
Yeah. Well, Sharon, we want to wish you a very successful trip today. I know that you're always on the go. This woman is everywhere, and doing so much with her books and also with public speaking. I don't know how she had time to come here, but I'm so glad she did. So
Thank you,
good.
Ann. It's
always
always a
good to
pleasure
see
and
you.
honor
Yeah.
being on your show.
Sharon Burstein, go to her website and find out about their leadership summit that's coming up, which will be in the fall, and also find out about her books. And I think you will not be unhappy when you pick up a book like What is Your Leadership Image, or Life Snacks for Women, or just plain old Life Snacks.
Absolutely.
Good. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to see a little bit more of that Fort Ticonderoga King's Garden Party, King's Garden Party. Yeah, I got to get that right.
17th annual.
Is it the 17th? Oh my goodness. But anyways, check it out. Not just Capital Region, we reach all over. So stay tuned. We're going to take a look at that. When we come back, we are going to see some 3 kitties. So stay tuned.
You want to come up and be my guest this year?
Where? Oh, to the gardens? Are you cool? Are you cool?
For you, now listen, if you're watching this, 2 hours north of the Capital Region, easy, beautiful drive along Lake George. It's worth it. It's fabulous.
Absolutely. Come
Thank
see us.
I'm the horticultural inspector.
Oh, I forgot her book there. Well, here we are back again, and I have a kitty with me. And what is this kitty's name?
This is Triscuit,
This is
oyster,
Triscuit,
Triscuit, oyster, and Ritz.
and those are all crackers.
They are all.
All crackers.
Yeah.
Are you hooked down okay? Well,
Yep, we're fine.
somehow you're cooked. Yeah, I think. No, it's got to go over here. Oh, excuse us for a moment, but actually that's okay.
We have a
That'll
play
work.
toy for a kid.
Actually, it's working down. I don't know. While I'm on, could somebody fix her mic and while I chat chat right over here, right?
there.
So we have the kitties here, and we have they're not up for adoption yet. Is that
Right,
correct?
yep.
So tell me about this.
These kitties, when they come in, they go into foster homes until they're ready for adoption.
Okay.
They need to gain weight so they can get spayed
Gain
and
weight,
neutered.
yeah, pretty light here.
They are. They're still too little to get spayed and neutered. So they spend their time socializing and getting all their love and attention in a foster home.
And I can't believe. I mean, these are gorgeous kitties.
Yeah.
Aren't they? I mean, who doesn't love a kitten?
I know.
I know it. And they're so. Do they all come from the same litter?
They're the same litter, yep.
Okay.
They're siblings,
That's
and
why
they
they're
were
the-
found outside by a Good Samaritan and brought into the APF.
Just somebody just dumped them.
Well, some
Oh.
unspayed female had a litter outside, and a lot of people find them in their, woodsheds, their garages. It's the time of year now.
But doesn't the mama want to take care of it?
Typically, the mom will be around, but sometimes mom ventures off elsewhere, so the babies are left.
Oh, and they've got to be nurtured and taken
Yes.
care of. Well, I'm so excited to have the Animal Protective Foundation on, and it's always fun to talk about things that are going on there. And we have a special event today. Somebody's birthday?
Yes, yes we do.
Okay.
Let's
so
all sing.
Let's say happy birthday to Brianne.
Thank you.
Go.
Happy birthday, Brianne.
Thank you.
But anyway, so now since these kitties are not up for adoption, when will they be up for adoption? And do you have other cats or kitties that are up for adoption?
We do have some nice kitties right now up for adoption. You know, and these guys, like I said, they'll be up for adoption as soon as they make weight, and then they'll be able to have their surgeries and be available for adoption. But right now we have great young 1-year-olds all the way up into
Mature cats.
Mature cats, senior
And there's
cats.
nothing wrong with getting a mature cat
No.
because they, as much as we love these little tiny little kitties, oh, you're such a sweetheart, you. One of the problems is they are very active.
Yes, yes.
So sometimes people don't want a real active kitten running under their feet and everything.
Absolutely.
So when that happens, they should get a more mature cat.
Yes, they're a lot of care. Kittens are a lot of care. You know, you have to do a lot of socializing, making sure they get all their vaccines and all those things. So they're a lot of care. But yet we have a lot of great mature cats at the shelter right now waiting for forever homes.
And when you adopt an adult cat, you know what you're getting.
Well, that's true.
You know the personality. If you're looking for a love bug, a cuddle bug, that's what you're going to get.
And you know
if you're
this
looking
cat
for,
loves to cuddle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you get the cats that have a personality that you're
Yeah.
like, holy Christmas.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But it works for a lot of people, different personalities.
Yeah.
Everybody's a little bit different. These are just lovely, and this one is the fluffiest cat.
They are, yeah.
That's the beauty of fostering. When they are in a foster home, they get a lot of socialization, they get a lot of attention, so they're going to be great cats.
Now, would you recommend? I mean, some people have a dog or two, and they're thinking of getting a cat or a kitten. How does that work? Because I often wondered. I mean, do they try them out or what?
No, we do a lot of counseling at the shelter. It's a conversation we have. We have lots of tips on how to do proper introductions into the home when you already have pets at home, whether it be a cat or a dog. And we're there for a resource after adoption as well. So any issues that they may, come across acclimating into the home, we're there to help out and give them any assistance that they need to make it a successful adoption.
Now, when you foster a cat, you're not adopting it, you're fostering it.
Correct.
What happens, what is the financial outlay or the time outlay for the person that's fostering?
All the fosters need to offer are, a quiet place for the animal to be and their love and socialization, and we take care of the rest. We take care of all the supplies, all the medical visits, so it's no cost to the foster home.
This kitty, I mean, they're so small, and yet I'm seeing
Yep.
looking there, I want to jump, I want to go, and it's like,
There's a ball
I don't
on the
know,
floor.
You're not even worried about you might fall. Oh, wait, they have 9 lives.
Oh, that's right.
Great.
This one just wants to take a nap.
Yeah, oh,
She's
they're
tired.
just wonderful. Now, do you have dogs up for adoption, too?
We do.
I mean, we're talking about cats and kitties today, which, of course, you have an abundance of, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what about dogs?
We
And
do have
mature
dogs.
dogs, or
We actually have Sweet Pea and Abe right now at our shelter. They're a Chihuahua mix pair.
and they have to go as a pair?
They need to go home as a pair. They're about 3 and 4 years old. They're a lot of fun. They love to play and
Very social.
Very social. They're
Very social.
good with other dogs, and they're looking for a home right now at the shelter. They've been
And-
there for a little while.
And they've been in a lot of different play groups because they've been
Okay.
there
Oh,
for
so
a little
they're
bit of time.
acclimated to it.
Yes.
And they love kids, and they love, they're just a lot of fun.
I could just,
I know.
All day long,
There's
right?
something, well, there is something about petting.
Well,
It's
Petting.
relaxing.
It really is. There's something very, just calming
It's
about
very therapeutic, and that's why we have a lot of people come in to volunteer at the shelter to cat socialize, because it's kind of like cat therapy for them. They get away from the stresses of their life and they come in and spend an hour or two just petting kitties, and it's a win-win for the people and the cats.
Now, do you do much with senior housing and things to bring animals in, dogs and therapy dogs? And
We haven't yet. Those are programs that we do definitely want to start.
Yeah.
Humane education and things are things that we're looking to.
because you see, even like in the memory care centers, you hand them a cat, and maybe they're kind of like glazed over, but the minute they have a cat or a dog, they just
We had
light right
adopted a pair of cats actually to a senior living facility.
Yeah.
That's what they had come in for, and it's so beneficial to them to have a four-legged friend.
Let's talk about when people can come and visit you.
We're open to the public Tuesday through Saturday, noon to 4:30, And every other week now, we are at the Healthy Pet Center in Latham.
Okay.
Sundays, 11 to 3. Every first and third Sunday.
First and third, just check our website to make sure that we're actually there, because if we have an event the day before, like this Saturday we have Pet Palooza up at Curtis Lumber, the
Yeah.
8th one. The largest pet adoption event in New York State is this Saturday at Pet Palooza at Curtis Lumber on Route 67 in Ballston Spa. But so we're not going to be there this Sunday at
So you're gonna, so that you can, and when you have your Pet Palooza, that's for dogs and cats?
Yes.
and cats. Yeah.
And gerbils and rabbits and no.
Well, actually, last year the parrot group was there. There was ponies there. There was horses. Oh, now you're getting frisky. He's
Yeah,
waking
they
up.
were. Yeah, I know.
They had a lot of different types of animals there. Yeah.
Well, what I'd like to recommend is you go to 53 Maple Avenue over in Glenville or Scotia. I don't know however you want to say it, but I think of it as Glenville, but I guess it is kind of Scotia too as well. It's just across the bridge, and you hang a right. But anyway, go over there and go in there. You'll find a very clean, sanitary facility with well cared for animals, and you can even buy a little something for the animal that you
Yes.
you
We have lots
get,
of
or
goodies,
else
yep.
just maybe pick up a gift there for your own animal.
Yep.
And you'll be supporting the organization. They do have a want list on their website for things that they can use. They can always use like stamps and things like that
Yes.
to help them. Oh, this one is ready, raring to go here. Okay, buddy. Boy, you're just, you've made up your mind, haven't you? Yes, you have. So anyways, check it out. And this just like does it for me. So anyway.
So we'll see you this afternoon. You come sit with the cats.
I want to thank you both for being here and wishing you a very happy birthday.
Thank
as
you
well.
very much,
So, and I
Ann.
hope you have a great day. And who knows what you might get in your birthday bag
Yeah.
or something. I hope it's not 3 kitties.
I hope not. Yeah.
Not at least these 3 kitties, because
Yeah.
these are not ready for adoption yet. But check it out. We're going to take a quick break. We will be looking at the King's Garden again up in Fort Ticonderoga, and we will also be looking at finding out about a condition called Alpha 1. And Richard Loveridge is representing the foundation and the upstate New York chapter, so we're going to hear more about that. And maybe it's something that you're not even aware that you do have, so stay tuned.
Thank you for having us, Ann.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You guys with the lake behind you, so. Here, I'll go down when you go up. This is pretty cool, the way this is engraved. They used to have to drive
Are these Spanish camels as well?
What are you here for a week?
Beringer. Beringer?
you doing?
Just chilling peas. This will be for tomorrow's food. Now, here at Ticonderoga, there's actually a fairly large garret.
And here we are back again. Actually, we just made a switch because Rich has an allergy to cats and kitties, so we had to do a little switch because you guys aren't allergic to any. Oh, stop that, Kevin. I'm glad I'm not allergic to it. I'll tell you, because I have such a passion for animals. But we're not here to talk about animals. We're here to talk about a film called Bumpin' Ugly. What is that all about? We got a premiere or a screening here at Proctor's.
Screening,
and I plan to be there.
All right.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Susie Griswold, she's a director, actor, does it all,
Does it all.
as does Kevin.
Jane of all trades. Yeah.
Jane Love.
So Bumpin' Uglies is about two FBI teams working together to
Like
hunt
it's a
down.
Fox and Mulder, that kind of thing.
There you
Yes,
go.
but in the comedic sense. So they're hunting down a prostitution ringleader,
Okay.
and it's a comedy, and
It's a comedy. Okay.
With dramatic elements and
Yeah.
some suspense.
So who wrote the script?
Yes, Miss Susie
You
Griswold.
wrote the script?
I wrote the script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
We had a
cleverly
storyline
written.
editor, a consultant, Justin Halstead. So he helped move it along as well. So.
I can't imagine what it's like to write a script. I mean, I can understand writing a story, but to write a script, because you have to have all your directions and you have to know what's happening. And the other thing that I don't understand about making films is storyboards. It's like when I see those drawings, it's like, really? You make a drawing for every single scene? Do you guys do that?
We didn't do that.
I
They
don't
only
think it's
do
always
that at
necessary.
Universal, right?
No, it's not always necessary. If you have, well, we directed it, and I was also a DP for it. So
Director of
if you
photography.
correct, so if you have in mind what the shot that you want, then it's not always necessary. Storyboarding is
Useful.
very useful when you're, the pitching, or if you have to relay it to,
Oh, to
convey
someone
the-
else, yeah.
Correct,
In your own mind, though,
Yeah.
you probably have
So
a
we were
pretty good
fine.
idea of what you want to do.
Absolutely.
And the idea is, and I always have to ask this, is when you go to do a scene, and I mean, do you scope it out first? Like if it's an outdoor scene, do you scope out those shots first? Or do you get everybody in place and then you figure out what shots you want to get? These are
no,
questions
it's,
I need answers to.
It's well, with this, it was know the location, and then or see the scene and decide on a place that it's best suited, and then bring everyone in and shoot it. We had a couple
Well,
of
you don't
places
want to
where
waste
we
anybody's time,
exactly.
so you really
so
have
it's
to do
about
a lot of
efficiency.
this ahead of time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the burden is on you, the two of you.
Pretty much.
Right. It's not a burden. It seems to me it's a love for both of you to do what you do.
Absolutely.
Where did you film this? I don't care who wants to answer.
All over the capital region. So
Okay.
we had locations in Post and Kill, my hometown, Troy, Albany, Saratoga. I'm missing one.
Schenectady.
Schenectady.
Oh, yeah. Where are we here? That's right. We're in Schenectady.
So all over.
Yeah. Do you have to get permission? I mean, these are questions I
Yes.
need answers to. You have to get permission to use spaces.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's not like in New York City when you have to stop all the traffic so that you can take the shot. I'm
Yeah,
sure you work around
fortunately,
that.
we didn't have any scenes that required any traffic stops, but we did have a number of exteriors where we were in public space. We shot in an alley that fortunately didn't have a lot of traffic, so that was pretty simple. But for the most part, yeah, all of our locations were pretty locked down, private businesses.
So that you could do, you
Yeah.
do that.
And we
Yeah.
got permission. Yes.
Yeah. And I was amazed. I went to the IMDb website and I looked up the film and I said, oh, I wonder who's in it. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't believe it. You must have 50 people in the film, including Benita Zahn and Greg Adela. I mean, you got a huge cast.
Yes.
How did you manage that? You didn't call me.
You were busy.
I was busy.
Yeah.
The sequel,
you were-
though.
No, so how did you manage? Do you have a casting call? What did you do?
We
Or
did.
did you just say, get the phone book and let's see who's available? No.
No,
No.
we had connections through
Theater
Upstate
group.
Independent
Yeah,
Filmmakers
exactly,
Network.
yeah.
Yep. So we had already had relationships with a lot of actors that we already knew.
Known quantity.
Some in which we had roles for, and then we also had a casting call, and then a lot of people came out for that. And you know, we all again we had friends and actor friends that we knew as well.
Now you brought a clip, so let's take a look at the clip of the. Now, just set this up for us. What are we looking at?
This is a scene in the office in the police department, the precinct that Susie's character, Sarah Ross, works. And it's with this is showcasing the police chief, played by Ron Pucciarelli.
Okay, let's take a look at it. I think they're going to bring it up. There it is. That's Greg Idella. A lot of photo editing there, film editing, right?
Yeah, we had wonderful
Great
editor,
Joy Reid.
Joy Reid of Oh My Productions. She's so talented.
Now, how did you film this in HD, or did you?
Yes, filmed in HD. Yeah, we started this a while ago. 4K cameras had started coming out on the scene, but yeah, this was all shot HD.
Yeah, so we've just seen a clip. Now, if anybody wants to see the whole film, they have to go. What is it, Thursday?
This Thursday evening, yes, Proctor's GE Theater, 7 p.m.
And will the cast be there?
Yes,
Is it?
the cast will be there.
Well, if you have the whole cast there, I don't know that there's going to be any room for me to come in.
Of course there will be. Yes, the cast will be there.
Because you have a very large cast, and I think
crew,
it's it's really, it's going to be exciting.
It is.
Red carpet or what? What do you
Yes,
know?
ma'am.
Finally, they get to see their work, everything that they.
You mean they haven't seen it yet?
No.
No.
It's a surprise for them too.
And they're going to go,
I think they'll laugh. They're going to laugh. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And since we all kind of know each other, they're going to laugh more because they know these characters. They know these people.
And the other thing, when you look at this, don't forget you filmed a lot more than is in the film.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So if their scene is cut, they're going to be very unhappy.
No, they'll be happy. They might have forgotten that scene.
Okay.
Well, no one's scene is cut that's in the movie.
Oh,
so.
okay, good. That's good. Because I know that, it's like, I love to watch movies on DVD, and when they have the outtakes and things like that, and they go, and these are the scenes that were cut, and I'm going, why did you cut that? That was a really good scene, but you can only make a film so long.
Right,
so
right.
how long
That's true.
is your film?
It's
1 hour and 33 minutes.
Okay, so it's a regular
Feature film.
Yes,
Yep.
feature film. Where does this film go next?
We have submitted to festivals. We're still looking for distribution. So any distributors out there, come see the film, buy it.
We'll get some distribution here for you, and I would like to encourage everyone that's watching this show. Well, maybe not everyone because you might not want to, but anyway, we would love you to come to see this because we need to support the arts.
Absolutely.
I mean, I just recently, heard a big speech on this, that the arts are so important and we really need to support them. With so many cuts coming out, and I know with you, you're not getting any grants or anything. You have to do your GoFundMe or whatever you do to raise money. But how much, can you say how much a film, maybe not this one, but what would you say if somebody wants to put out a film? What would that cost?
It all depends on, there are too many variables.
Depends on the script, what the script is actually calling for. I mean, this was written as an independent feature with the idea that, we don't have a lot of money, so we can't go and get a helicopter, things like that. So.
Well, we could actually. Not with money, just in kind.
You cut that right in. You take a shot of a helicopter and flip it in.
Somebody else.
I mean, they do. They have a lot of that stock footage that they use.
That is
true.
And
it's amazing. You watch a film and it's like, wait, didn't I see that somewhere else? So anyway, but if you want to check out the film, it's called Bumpin' Uglies. It's about two FBI agents and breaking up a prostitution ring. It's not porn. It's prostitution. I saw your tagline.
Very good.
I saw your tagline. See, I do pay attention. Good. Check it out. And if you go, you'll see me there because I want to be there to see that film. And watch the reaction of all the actors in the room when their scene comes up and they get so excited to see it, right? Including you guys too, I bet. You're
Absolutely.
Gonna go, "Ooh, ooh."
Well, we saw it a million times. We're not going to.
Oh, you're not
get
going to.
excited.
Okay, good. It's old hat to you. You're
No,
just on
just
to the next project, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. You're
We've got to
thinking-
sell this one first.
Okay, good. Kevin Craig West and Susie Griswold, they're both directors and actors and photography and editing. I mean, you name it, these guys. When you do an indie film, you got
Wear a lot
to
of
do
hats.
everything, right? It's like doing this show. I got to be able to do everything too. So, but thank you both for being here and good luck with it. I'll see
Thank
you
you
all on
much.
Thursday.
All
It's
right.
going to be fun. Yeah.
Look forward to it. Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to take that little break for the King's Garden, and then after that, we're going to be hearing back from Rich. I think we got the cat dander out of here for now. So anyway, stay tuned. You're too much.
Can I get your picture?
Yeah.
Next to the fort, I believe that there was a very large garden right next to the actual garrison itself. So the men were actually able, in obviously, the correct season, to grow food to augment some of their diet.
Was that the King's Garden or other?
Where the King's Garden stands now today, yes sir, is where the garden was historically. Peas are actually a staple of the soldiers' diet, whether they can be had fresh or no. Dried peas are actually one of the things that you're pretty much guaranteed every day. It's part of the backbone of the diet. However, fresh peas, of course, are infinitely superior both in nutritional value and, of course, flavor.
Oh, thank you.
Certainly, sir. So I'm just getting these ready for tomorrow.
And what are they doing out here? What's happening?
What we're kind of showing right now is, in 1776, here at Fort Ticonderoga, this was kind of the supply depot for the entire Northern Army. So this is in fact where a lot of things were being made in order to augment the supplies and equipment that the various states had issued their men. So this is a place where the men were sent here, they were assembled here, they had a good bit of their own equipment provided by their home states, and whatever they didn't have was supposed to be provided out of the common store. Now what that means is that basically if they didn't have it, we'd make it, and if we can't make it, we'll bring it here and stockpile it. But generally speaking, there'd be a lot of construction going on. So what these men right now are working on are actually knapsacks. You can see I'm kind of doing my work right next to them. This is the shell of a knapsack, obviously. Especially when we run up here, it's made out of hemp canvas. So all that remains to be done, of course, is to put on the buttonholes. You can see they've been lined out. Put the buttons on it, throw the straps on it. So we've kind of got it going assembly line style right here. You got some of the men making straps. That's what Gordy over there is doing. And other men, earlier today I was helping sew up the bags themselves. So just putting them all together. The knapsack is going to be what the soldier carries most of his equipment in, his cup, blankets, spare shirts, shoes, things like that. Just kind of showing the old supply system of the Continental Army.
Okay, I have Richard Loveridge with me, and I hope we do not have an anaphylactic reaction here on set, because it'd be my first in almost 20 years if we did. So anyway, because I'm so sorry, I didn't realize the cat was going to be a problem. But anyways, we're going to get through this show without any problems, I hope. Richard has been traveling worldwide and also doing a lot to raise the awareness of a condition called Alpha-1. And there is an Alpha-1 Foundation. And what Richard is working on is the upstate New York Alpha-1 organization, and they do support groups and informational. And I was not aware of this condition called Alpha-1 until Richard told me about it. So we're going to find out what is it and why should people be aware of it.
Thank you. Yeah.
How's that for an intro?
Awesome. And what better intro than to have one of my triggers here? Anyway, Alpha-1 is a fairly rare condition. And it's the genetic form, it's the most prevalent genetic form of emphysema and COPD. So if you think of the general population and you start looking in that general population for alphas, of course, 1 in 3,000 for a carrier, that's pretty thin. But, and this is the important but, if you look in the population of people with COPD, all of a sudden that drops to 1 in 300. That's a much more manageable number. And the really awesome thing, and there is an awesome thing about a genetic condition, and Alpha-1 is a genetic condition. You don't catch it from anyone. You can't give it to anyone unless you're a time traveler.
wow.
The cool part about a genetic...
Well, but it's genetic, so it can be passed down. So
It
if
can
your
be
mother had
passed.
it, you might get it,
You learn
or
a-
you might not, or it might jump generations.
You learn a lot about genetics,
Okay.
and believe me, it's I try.
So we
It's-
look at Mendel's laws. and
Exactly
stuff.
right, exactly right. So both parents have to be a carrier,
Mm-hmm.
and the children can be, they will pretty much turn out to be carriers, but you could also end up with the more vivid expressions of the disorder, which I have. I'm a ZZ, they call that, which is that we're the people who require medication. Now the really cool part though about diagnosing an alpha, and often it happens, like myself, far too late for me in life, because you can't.
When were you diagnosed?
When I was about 54. So they
So
can't.
you had all these problems, but did not know why.
Most alphas don't have any symptoms
Oh,
until maybe in their 30s or 40s, hence
Okay.
the problem. I always had breathing problems, so it was a problem my entire life. And had they diagnosed me earlier, I would have had much, much less lung damage, because that's what it does. You can think of it inconveniently as an autoimmune disorder, that your body's kind of attacking itself. Alpha-1 is required in your body to help stop some dangerous actions that go on that are actually quite positive, but you need that off switch. And that off switch is alpha-1, which my body does not produce enough of.
So you don't have that. So, and it's not
receive-
something they can pump into you.
They do. They
Okay.
do, actually. That's a great segue. I receive infusions. So those infusions, which it's part of the awareness here, because in the United States, it's complicated. It's an expensive medication. But I can tell you, from my point of view, it really does change the life of an alpha to become. And now, again, I cannot get back the lung tissue that I lost, but my life is a far better life.
Does it necrotize it? I mean, it doesn't.
It just melts it away.
Okay.
So there are also some treatments. It's not all that dire. And again, the most important thing is to be diagnosed. You would think, well, I'll just simply trust my doctor. Nice try. Many doctors don't know about alpha-1. Some doctors know about alpha-1, and unfortunately, we love our doctors, but unfortunately some of them think, he doesn't look like an alpha. She doesn't look like an alpha. He can't be an alpha. That's impossible. A doctor cannot tell if you have
By looking at it.
alpha-1.
Now, is there a test?
Amazing.
Yeah.
There is a test. It's a genetic test, completely painless, even better, free. Completely free.
Really?
Yes, and of course confidential. So if you're worried about your insurance or any other matter, don't. So it's something you can find out for yourself and decide
And do
what
they
to
go
do.
do you go to Alpha-1
You can go
Foundation?
alpha1.org. Very
Okay.
simple. So if you start, it's a great website. It really is wonderful. So you'll find it very quickly if you look up ALPHA1, the number 1, not O-N-E, usually expressed as 1.
Just a 1.
And you'll find it. You'll find testing. So it may not be you. It may be a family member. And it doesn't have to be an older person. In fact, the earlier you can get to someone, but again, the cool part is by diagnosing someone my age, now you connect to an entire family. And that family, let's say there's a child suffering with a breathing condition. There's a liver expression of alpha-1 as well. You could have a child with a mysterious liver condition. It's a mystery no more if Uncle Richard is diagnosed with alpha-1.
Yeah.
So
Now,
it's
you
a
brought
pretty
photos,
awesome thing. Yes.
And I want to look at the photos because
Yeah.
you seem to have the faces.
It's, you know, that's an obsession of mine.
I know
so
you have such an obsession.
I love
It's
my
not a bad
subjects.
obsession.
And
he has a photo exhibit coming up too over at Albany Med.
Makers 365 at the Albany Center Gallery, where I capture, I did a 1-year social media experimental project where I posted a picture of a creative from the Capital Region or just passing through and posted it every day. So think of it like a diary.
I
It
know,
was
and
Richard
I love it.
Loveridge's
And they were black
diary.
and white.
Black
I
and
love
white.
Yeah, I love the black and white.
Tony Idasico, who's an amazing gallerist,
Yep,
came
he's
to see
wonderful,
me
yeah.
probably 2/3 of the way through, asked if the gallery could have it. I was very, very happy. And it also, then after the show was over, it opens on June 21st. I promise it's going to be an amazing opening. And then it'll be there
What
for
day
a
is
month.
that?
That's next Wednesday,
Next Wednesday?
the summer solstice, the longest night
Okay,
of the year.
good.
So we're going to party, I think, pretty
Okay,
hard.
I'll be there.
But collecting faces. So my first connection with the Alpha-1 Foundation, I'm the group leader for upstate New York. Again, even if you don't know or don't think you have Alpha-1 yet, but you would like, oh, here's some pictures. I photograph alphas just like I photograph the creatives here. So I started as just this mysterious alpha taking pictures at meetings. And all of the joys, a lot of the wonderful things that people share with each other. We're a pretty terrific group. We really like to help people. And this was kind of the turning point for me. This was the FDA conference where we actually got time at the table to speak to the FDA about our rare condition. That was an amazing opportunity, and we were able to raise awareness for rare conditions. This is our founder, John Walsh, and unfortunately he passed away this year. Not of Alpha-1, but he passed away. So I'll be leaving the day after my opening and going to the Chicago annual national meeting of Alpha-1, and we'll be celebrating John. Here's another Alpha that we lost last year, and actually the very first person I photographed at my very first national conference. I met him at the airport. We were both lost completely, and he was a joyous person. I flew to Utah this year to capture this story. The woman holding the child was adopted as a child, and she discovered she had Alpha-1. She fought the court system in Utah like a tiger to find her birth family, to make sure that they knew they had this dangerous disorder. And this child is an 8-year-old Alpha.
So you can work back up rather than just down all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is an 8-year-old Alpha who's a soccer phenom. She's just the greatest kid ever. And her life is going to be a much more wonderful here I am. This is Portugal. I was at the international conference this year in Lisbon, and this is Aran, and he's my buddy. He's my surfing buddy. I'm helping mentor him, and we actually may take our show on the road this year, so watch this space. If that happens, I'll be back here to talk about it.
What you have done, Richard, I mean, you've always been so, like, at the cusp of things, I think. Knowing you is not a long time, but as long as I've known you. And you always seem to be able to grasp what needs to be done. And in a way, you've grasped this once you found out. And you're taking, it's got legs, it's moving. And I applaud that, because there's so many conditions that are orphan.
Yes.
They're orphans. I don't know if this is called an orphan disease, but
yeah.
it may be.
I don't like the term, because if I'm in it, it's not an orphan.
Yeah, okay. It's not an orphan.
And it's natural for me to be the photographer.
Orphan just means that they're not putting money into it.
Exactly. No,
Usually.
We could spend the whole show on this, but we are a pretty amazing group for a small disease, and under our former leader, John Walsh, and our new CEO, we raised a huge amount of money for research. And the cool thing about genetic disorders is they're like dominoes. Once we find the key to unfolding, this is your expertise now in medicine. Once we find the key to unfolding certain proteins and stuff, they're all going to fall like a house of cards.
It's great.
It's going to be an amazing
we're really
day.
moving forward
and we're headed there.
I did want to mention, too, we
Yes.
didn't mention the support meeting.
Absolutely.
And that's on the 15th.
We
right?
have our next support meeting for Alpha-1 on July 15th at Proctor's right here. And you can contact me at the address there. I'm sure Ann can hook you up if you can't catch it in time. You can't run to get that pencil, because if you have Alpha-1, you might not be able to run and get that pencil, okay? So don't worry about it.
And of course, they can go to my website to get this information.
Exactly.
They can also go to my Facebook page.
It's a great group.
A little bit later.
We're just fairly new, so believe me, you'll have an important role to play. And it's great for personal support, but everybody in that room is there to help other Alphas.
So
and to make
what
sure
if you're
that
not an Alpha, but you wonder if maybe you might be? Would this be okay to attend?
We welcome everybody. Family members also of Alphas, nurses, medical professionals. We have psychologists that come. We have drug company representatives. There are all these like levels and filters that I have to help you go through, but everyone is welcome.
We're going to just take a quick break. I want to tell them who's coming on next week, and then we'll finish with the interview. We're going to be talking with Richard Guthrie. He's an ornithologist. What is it? The ornithology?
Ornithology, birds.
Yeah, birds, right. And then we're going to be talking with Dr. John, who is a holistic health approach to things. We're going to be talking about the Iroquois Museum. We're going to be talking about Comic-Con. We're going to be talking about learning to read and summer library program. And Don Hyman, the Soul Man, is going to be performing.
And it's not too late. I'll put on my Proctor's hat. It's not too late to subscribe to Proctor's or Capitol Repertory Theater. Great seasons coming up. And we love the big H word, right? We all want to go see Hamilton, and subscription
you gotta subscribe
is your
now,
route to go to see Hamilton when it comes by.
And it is. That show's going to be fabulous.
And we have so much fun here. Come on.
I know. Mamma Mia's coming.
Absolutely.
That's going to be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, a little ABBA here, there, whatever. Yeah. So getting back to the Alpha-1, I'm really, I do want to cover that a little bit in detail. First of all, that if you have any inclination that you might be an Alpha-1, or have a family member that seems to have COPD and they're not smokers, there might be something else.
Anyone with COPD, there's no, if you smoked or if you didn't smoke, forget it. Or if you, I don't have this or she doesn't have that, none of that matters.
Right.
And if you have trouble breathing, and especially if it's not responding well to medication, get tested. No one needs to know but you. You can take that next step. But I do recommend taking that next step because you can lead a more rich and more fulfilling life. You can.
With treatment and
Absolutely.
knowing what you got. To me, knowledge is everything.
You bet it is.
You bet it is. Richard Loveridge, we're always pleased to have him on the show. I'm Ann Perillo for Schenectady Today in and around the Capital Region. Thanks for watching.